Greetings, I'm Lies, and I use she, her.
And I'm Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game
together.
Alright, everyone, welcome back to The Remainder.
Aha!
This is episode 2, and we are still super excited about this game.
Aha!
Alright, so, thank you for being here, and we're just gonna dive right in. The buzzing fills the would-be silence in between, resonance of torment. I drive my thumb into my temple, crushing one pain with another. A futile effort. Hey, are you alive? I reach a hand to their shoulder. My hand passes through them. I pull away in shock and watch open-mouthed as Ilar's body melts into sticky, transparent strands. A few breaths later, they're no more than a shimmering puddle. Tumbling back, I land on my butt and scream. I throw my hands over my mouth and clamp tight, hoping that I wasn't loud enough to draw attention, staring at the spot where Ilar had been. By the depth, I relax my hands and mutter once my heart slowed down to a less painful pace. Realizing that a few glowing strands still cling to my fingers, I shake them off in panic. My skin crawls. Devarna, what do I do now? Find and cast a spell? Are they mad? I don't even know what a spell is, and what happened to them? Are they dead now? Devas, what do I do? Investigate my surroundings. Search the rest of the room for the desk and journal. Get as far away from here as I can.
Well, the only thing we really have, honestly, is like before going, you could just listen to them because that's the only information we have.
Yeah, I was going to say, really, I just went for a very... All I've got, and I'm really disoriented, is search the rest of the room for the desk and the journal. Mm-hmm. And that's I'm still going to go with that because that makes really good sense to me here. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to content mine just to go, oh, I'll see something new. I really want to figure out this person.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me for remembering the Ilar from earlier, but I was really, okay, let me just have this one thing I just want to know.
Just one thing. Also, if we were going to remember our own name, that one change in our, arc in our path, let's remember their name as well.
Right.
All right, search the rest of the room for the desk and journal. Heart pumping. I spring to my feet. There's no desk nearby. I love how big this room is implied to be. And even as the artist draws it with the ceiling so, just arching high and the implied height of the bookshelves and stuff like that, I'm just like, this is a huge room.
It is.
There's no desk nearby. Where could it be? Now that my head is clearing up, I can finally see more than a few paces in front of me. Place is a disaster. Everything is swirling around boozily, not just the, cups. It looks like half a library's contents are caught by unseen currents, churning around the vortex. Books, parchments, translucent globs, and cryptid skulls swim like fish through the air. I wonder if cryptid is the way of saying unknown skulls, but regionally kind of thing.
Right?
Because do you recognize them as cryptid skulls or just strange skulls, but that's just a regional word?
I actually kind of wondered about that myself. I was like, why particularly cryptid? Does that, again, mean, unusual skulls that you can't identify, so you call them cryptids? Or is it just that is the actual, terminology?
Of these types of different skulls. Yeah, I was curious as well. All right, through the air. Swim like fish through the air. Beyond this layer of mess, there are even bookshelves meandering in the periphery. Again, huge room.
Giant.
I dodge under floating chairs, vases, paintings, a veritable maze. Good job rolling on your decks, by the way.
Aha.
A lamp bumps into my leg, stretching it into shimmering, transparent strings. Before I can react, it snaps back into place, wobbling. I feel a red-hot needle slowly being pushed through my thigh. I cry out, dropping to my knees, but in a blink, the feeling's gone, as if it never was. Noticing that my leg still works, I hurry out of the field of debris, not daring to come near anything. I catch sight of an enormous desk at the far end of the room. Seeing no more obstacles, I ease my panicked breath and walk over to it, fervently hoping that the journal will be there. What a disgrace. I like how it's out of focus though until you get closer. Even as the character themselves describes the I can see better and further, it's still implying that there is some lack of distance focus. And I like that as well. Save for a heavy book squarely set in the center, aligned with the edges. Everything else, papers, scrolls, measuring tools, writing instruments, all are scattered about carelessly, judging the person who owns this desk.
Uh-huh.
I file a mental note to put it in order when all this is finished. I also love that, your priorities right there, of going like, I understand that I've been told we're both about to die, and that I've lost all of my memories, and the only way to fix any of this is to do a spell, which I have no idea what even is, and God, I really need to clean up this desk.
Dang.
No matter how this goes, I'm cleaning up the desk at the end. Observing the book, I noticed the precisely spaced stitch marks along the spine. Evenly placed rivets, meticulously inscribed Ven in the leather. My jittery breath steadies. My head clears somewhat. This must be the journal. If I can find the spell, I can save myself. I flip open the journal. Hello there. You're my journal, then. Will you help me make sense of all of this? The paper is smooth and firm under my fingers. I also love how charming it is with the character to go, I'm trying to get a handle on my environment. Mm-hmm. So I literally speak to myself to help organize my thoughts and what I'm doing. Uh-huh. And so just talking to the journal in that kind of way is just, it's very endearing to me.
Yeah.
A thick aroma enters my nose, so familiar. I close my eyes and inhale deeply. Memories tickle the back of my head. When I open my eyes again, the arcane symbols seem to regard me, even as I look at them, like seeing an old friend. Written words, soldiers of the intellect, regiments arraying on a plainer battlefield, written in a decisive hand. Mine. Also, the level of like describing your words as an army
Sharp,
is
powerful.
Hilarious.
Yes.
This words that just indicates like the level of like that's the connection I make in my memory is just you have a strong regard for the written word. Like words are power.
Uh-huh.
Geometric diagrams, sigils, maps of heart and spirit, beyond word, ordered beauty. Also, wow, this is handwriting porn.
Wow.
Must take days, perhaps weeks to draw each, but what is time to acts of chaos to find? The artist casually going, it took weeks to draw each of these scenes.
Probably.
I love that, actually.
Honestly, though, if you do this sort of thing all the time, there's lots of people who talk about going, nah, this shit's really easy to draw.
Once you're really familiar with your own style, like, it's not necessarily too bad.
Yeah.
And especially if you are consistently creating as an artist, you get good at just churning out the work.
Yeah.
But I also kind of love that one of just going, by the way, it takes work.
But that's also one of those things that people talk about, and why I think that it's good and important for every single artist in the audience to get paid for your work, because usually, if you can accomplish something that other people go, oh my god, that must take weeks, in a matter of maybe like a couple of hours or less, you should still get paid for it, because it's taken you hours and days and whatever else to get to that point. You still deserve to be paid for your work. And just because you got it done in a short amount of time does not mean you should be paid less.
Yeah, or that it's less valuable. Additionally, to artists who are still learning, just because you're still learning doesn't mean your time and work isn't valuable.
Oh, hell yeah.
It is important to pay people who do work for you. Mm-hmm. And you as the artist should be paid. Mm-hmm. All right. A row of strings hang from the bottom of the book, each with an ornamental coin tied to the end. Bookmarks, perhaps? I actually love that.
I would be like
and
trinket more again than coin.
I love the idea that these are actually coins.
Honestly,
like
I'm deeply
from different
charmed by
parts
still
of the world,
yeah.
or like, different nations or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like each one of them a piece of currency from somewhere.
Uh-huh.
On the other hand, they do look more like trinkets. One of them specifically looking like a ring, and one of them specifically looking like a bead, especially.
I mean, the thing is
you
that
never know.
Like, depending on your culture, like, I actually like that, because in some parts of the world, they've actually talked about how the currencies can look very differently. And sometimes people would be like, yeah, what we do is trade, but every once in a while, like, even in our own world, like, they would trade, like, sand dollars as currency, but they wouldn't always use them.
I was gonna say, well, and the thing is in that way, I'm not arguing that they aren't currency, but they're not all coins in that sense. But they are coin in the sense of coin is money, so Anyway, I think it's really cool. Bookmarks, perhaps? By the depths, it's an encyclopedia. How will I ever find one spell in this? A scratching sound comes from somewhere to my left. I tense up for a moment. Is it some debris, or... I wait. Another scratch, then another. Something sharp against wood. I swallow. Heart pounding. Could it be whatever Ilar was dealing with? What do I do? The scratching keeps coming in 2s and 3s from the same distance now, I realize. I still wonder what's happening here. Now knowing what this is in a couple of sentences from here, I'm like, what are you doing with the repeated scratching in the same location? Are you, like, revving up, or what?
Well, the thing is we didn't get all the way down to the end, so it could be any number of things, just to be perfectly honest.
If they wanted to harm me, I'd be harmed already. Now be brave, and look. I carefully turn my head. There's an arched doorway nearby. Dense blackness lies in the hallway beyond. I squint. An amber glint flashes. Another scratch. I crane my head forward. Is that a shape ever so slowly detaches itself from the darkness of the doorway? It's thus far so black that it looks like a moving shadow. Me also, and I'll say it again, cat girl.
It's fur?
That's all I get, is just, its fur looks like a moving shadow. Its features are sharp, merciless. It walks tiptoed, sinewy muscles rippling under the fur, poised to lunge. That's the bit, I guess, of going, there's scratching, there's repeated scratching, there's sort of this scratching in the same place over and over again. What was it doing? Waiting for us to notice it?
I wonder almost if part of it is like, I'm trying to communicate with you, actually.
I'm trying to specifically
see...
get your attention or something. Because I'm like, as soon as you look at it, it's like it stops doing what it was doing that was the repeated scratching thing. And I'm like, were you just like shredding a pillar in the hallway, scratching post style?
Angry pillow destruction.
Yeah, right. It walks tiptoed, sinewy muscles rippling under the fur, poised to lunge. I stumble backward, hand fumbling behind me, searching the desk for a weapon. My fingers grip around something, and I look to see a knife. A lidless eye on the base of the blade turns its gaze to me and whispers, "Thirsty, feed me." I love how incredibly enchanted this room is, and how it is, like, it's really clearly a high mage's work area.
Yeah.
Like, all the way through. I love it. I yelp and toss the knife. It clacks and falls behind the desk. Damn it! Ow! Shit! I turn to see the dark creature inching forward unsteadily, peering around the room, sniffing the air, pausing at every little sound. It's poised to lunge, but it's also super cautious. It's distracted. I might have a chance. I tense up and ready myself. The creature winces and clutches its head, and I bolt for the circle of debris. I also love that it's also a bit messed up by the whole whatever's been going on.
Uh-huh.
At least I assume where the headache came from. Caught by surprise, it claws at my arm, misses, tears a shred of fabric away.
Oh, jeez!
I hear a strained hiss, then rapid footsteps on my heels. I don't dare slow down. Something sharp catches at my robe. Tears. I think it tears it.
Yeah.
But without enough catch to stop me. It's closing in. I can't outrun it. What do I do? I also love that the little, basically, like, I almost just want to call it, like, a shirt or, like, a smock or something. It's not super long.
Mm-hmm.
They call a robe, and I kind of love that.
I know, right?
I hear from right behind me. I mean, they don't even have, like, do they even have anything on their shoulders? I'm trying to remember. Like, it's really just a shirt?
No.
And
You
pants.
have the sleeves,
there's
remember?
That little
and then there's the
behind
vest.
you, but it's kind of, it's not very long.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm just like, is that a robe?
Stop!
Did it just speak? Something large moves in the corner of my eye when I hear a crash. I turn to see my pursuer knocked to the ground by bookshelf turned projectile. Bookshelf also potentially just turning into goo, or...
Hey, don't stop! Come to me!
Ilar's voice booms. I turn to see them moving their arm in an arc, and several thick vases from the drifting flock launch toward the creature. Ilar looks amazing.
They look fabulous.
I also love, they're just like, I am doing a lot of hardcore intensive shit trying to not have both of us die, but yes, I'll solve this problem too. Why not?
Of course.
A head-on smash. Myriad splinters fly out. I wince at the imagined pain. But when the pieces have settled, I spot the dark figure some distance back on all fours. Mostly unharmed. How did... Ilar takes a few quick steps to my back, muttering something under their breath, then throws their open hand toward the enemy. It leaps back, bounding several meters at once, landing near the doorway. I wait for Ilar to press the attack, but they simply step out from behind me and glare at our attacker. What are you waiting for? Finish it! I've played too much D&D. All mobs must be killed. It seems Ilar doesn't hear me at all. They just stand there. I look toward the dark figure who's staring at me with pain in its eyes. It opens its mouth to say something, but all that comes out is a sound somewhere between a gurgle and a hiss. It clutches at its head again with both hands, eyes bulging, straining. Ilar chuckles, and with a flick of a wrist, launches a cabinet. The invader grimaces at me and vanishes into the dark doorway. The cabinet smashes into chunks so loud that it hurts to hear it. The room is quiet again, save for the rain and the pounding in my chest. I'm also like, when did rain start? Like, this is the first mention of rain, but it's raining. What happened? I thought you died. You turned into... Still panicked, I fumble the words. Ilar's triumphant stance falters and they hunch, clutching their shoulder.
How the tears, love. I was only nearly dead, but enough to draw out that creature.
I cringe. Don't call me that. Draw out? You were using me as bait?
You wound me. I thought we were being partners. And it worked, didn't it? Did you see the look on his face?
I crossed my arms and consider it for a breath, then sigh. I suppose? So who or what was that creature?
That might have been a Luccasi. We've got
There's
a quotation.
a quote missing at the beginning. There's still some minor editing that needs to be done here. They're still working on this game.
Alright, attracted to vulnerable humans. Slippery as eels, they are, but we outwitted this one.
Skeptical, I cross my arms. Is that so?
Quite. We won't have to worry about it for a while.
Why didn't you finish it off when you had the chance? I peer around nervously, throat tight. And these Luccasi, are there more of them? Ilar swallows, seemingly uneasy all of a sudden, eyes clamped shut and swaying. Are you all right? Say something? I reach out a hand in case they topple over.
Just the one.
They mutter. Oh, good, I think. Not sure what to do with my outstretched hand. It's near you, and then I just kind of fumble off to I scratch my nose. Breaths return to normal. They straighten up with some effort, massaging their throat. Ilar finally shakes their head and says,
Not that this isn't delightful, but we should probably get to work, eh?
I love that they have more than one side-eye expression.
I
It just
do
makes
too.
me so happy. Again, like, it's not a complaint of other visual novels. It's just a delight in this visual novel.
Yes.
Of just like, you have so many different expressions. I love it.
Come now.
They say, leading towards the back of the room. My head is bursting with questions now that the danger has passed, but when we get near the darkened doorway, my pulse quickens and I hesitate. With just a few gestures of the hand and some words I don't recognize, Ilar slams the door shut and blockades it with loose stones. Show off. I mutter, staring at Ilar. Then I notice them visibly hunch and wonder how much it's costing them to do these things. A thin silver thread drifts close to my face. I wave it away, thinking it's spider silk. It sticks to my hand, and I realize there are dozens of these threads growing out of Ilar's shoulder. Now that I'm paying attention, their form also seems to flicker. Insubstantial. Their hand is so feverish it's uncomfortable in my skin. And also, when did they start touching us? For that one. Like,
Yeah.
when did their hand get to our skin? Because I figured the character's so out of it they didn't notice. Like, they're like, come this way. I touch you and lead you that way, but it just wasn't mentioned.
Right.
But I would have liked it if it was mentioned. Also, they're wearing gloves.
How
Like-
can your hand be feverish? I mean, unless it's like, I feel it through the glove.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot. My own hands are flickering the same way. I draw a sharp breath. What is happening? Noticing my growing unease, they face me, waving a hand nonchalantly.
Don't worry. It's normal for heart vessels under these conditions. Or did you forget that too?
Who said I was worried? I'm just curious. What is this heart vessel? And stop reminding me that I forgot things. They shrug.
Of course you are. Their body's made from waters, energy condensed. Somewhat elementary, really, as far as magic goes.
It's elementary, my dear.
Watson.
Vin.
My dear Vin.
My dear Vin.
I gotta tell
My dear Magus.
my dear Magus.
I'm also just like, I don't know, there's so much about these interactions that I really like. I have a bunch of things to say, but I also want to keep going. Confused, I glance towards the statue-like figures, but Ilar seems to have read my thoughts.
That's a profane vessel. You anchor to this realm, you know, your flesh. Also quite...
Elementary, right? Oh, elementary, right? I answer flatly. So that's why there are two of me. One is physical and the other is, looks down at self.
Sublime.
Ilar finishes. I also love this just sort of like, I am going to have to try and understand all of this, and Ilar going, I can't even keep track of what you do and don't know at all.
You're catching on.
They smirk, putting a thumb under my chin, eyes aglitter with admiration.
Exquisite.
They tilt their head from side to side, examining me. Look, not like I don't like compliments, but caught off guard, my cheeks warm up. This feels familiar, I get the impression of.
Uh-huh.
I scowl.
It took some skill crafting this body from my waters, if I may be so immodest. A shame it falls apart in the currents. Good thing I can remake it so fast.
They click their tongue.
I wish you knew what a feat it is, but alas.
I am mighty impressive and amazing,
Oh.
and you can't even appreciate what badass things I'm doing right now.
Damn.
I'll just have to appreciate myself. A real shame that I can't grasp the extent of your greatness.
The extend, poor thing. It's supposed
It
to be
should be extent. There are some minor spelling errors in here. I'm hoping in the update they will be corrected, but you never know.
Yep.
Your modesty. I love how it's capitalized. I've just dubbed you your modesty. I swat their hand away. A puff of hair-fine strands detach from them, drifting perilously close to my face. I flinch. They put their hands behind them, turning serious.
So you understand why I would appreciate it if you didn't stray too far from your physical body.
So not to have your masterpiece fall apart. I gulp, humor fading. And now understanding this, yes. I also love how Ilar seems to be basically hiding, just sort of trying to lighten the gravity of the situation by playing light at a lot of it. Basically going, I will be humorous and playful and I will make, jokes and such to try and basically not make this so it's horrifying in its intensity. I really think that's neat.
Yeah.
But also it suggests how kind of scared they are.
Yeah.
They nod and start walking again, leading me on.
And precisely! It'd be a waste of my waters. Not to mention, very unpleasant for you.
Queasiness comes over me and I feel itchy all over. I brush away the strands, rubbing my arms, pressing the illusory flesh, but the itch won't go away.
I don't know if this will help, but you don't remember what Sunkins are, do you?
They say after a few steps without turning around. Huh?
Bottom dwellers of the seas, heartless, from Kingdom Hearts. Hollow, hungering things that just go on trying to feed for an eon, but can never satisfy their cravings?
Drowned Wednesday, or, Volta.
That's what they are.
Just these hollow vessels that can never get enough. Like Jeff Bezos. Oh.
Yes.
Their voice drips with disdain.
Like corporations.
Yeah, like capitalism. No. Are they lurking here, too? I step close to Ilar, going, please protect me, good individual. They shake their head.
Not yet, but if you stray from your body or me for too long, then...
They look down, pensive.
Memory, reason, even the essence of who you are may be lost, so...
So you're saying that that's already happened, and I've had one go at losing almost everything.
Promise me you'll come right back. Away, right
back
right away, excuse me, if you experience anything strange.
They pause, then add,
don't make me worry.
I kind of love this. Again, their expression and the feel of everything going, I really care about you and I really want things to go well, and we really are in mortal peril for our lives with a kind of time-sensitive deadline. But we just need to get stuff done. Very task-oriented.
You have to say, though, we haven't found that out in this run yet. So, spoilers.
I mean, they said you are going to die.
Yeah, but we haven't been
I
told...
assume it's time-sensitive even without being told. I just do. When you have a vortex trying to eat the room, I just assume.
But the thing is they haven't really brought that up much yet.
It's
We
true.
haven't run it up.
I apologize. It hasn't been brought up too much yet.
Yeah,
but I'm just
so we've already been through at least a little bit of this first act, which is the only part that's been released, but I'm dead, like, completely positive we haven't been through the whole thing.
Not at all. No way. I was going to say, but, like...
Because we've gotten through much more of this, actually, since we're just doing this.
Just
much faster.
Without the whole chat there, yeah, we're getting through this a lot faster.
Yeah.
I was just like... I like that they're, again, just the feel of Ilar and how they're handling this. It's very... I don't know, it's very endearing. Eyes heavy and head numb, I rub my temples, muttering, stranger than all of this. Ilar gives me a flat stare.
Oh, you'll know when it happens.
You will not miss it.
You will know.
Will I? I ask myself. How would I know what I've already forgotten? I look at Ilar, wondering just how much they know. Is that what happened to my memories? Why don't you look for the spell instead? Let's stop wasting time. Honestly, we do seem very interested in what happened to ourselves and what's going on here. And I don't remember if this is what I picked or not, but that feels very true to the character and what they keep talking about in the interim dialogue of going, I don't know what's happening. I don't even, like, I don't want you really bringing up that I don't have memory, but I want more agency and sort of sense of what I'm doing. So we're going to go with, is this what happened to my memories? Am I already becoming hollow? Please tell me it's temporary. They look aside for a moment, then say,
Might be best to not overthink this.
Honestly, they're so cool looking.
They really look great.
Overthink it? What if I never remember who I was? What's the point of living then? The pitch of my voice rises. And I'm going to argue with this one, like, I know the story is going to do it, but just real briefly, I'm going to say, you don't have to remember yourself to have a point in living. Interacting with other people, I mean, like, I understand you want to know who you are, and that is totally valid, but the point of living isn't to necessarily remember everything about yourself. Everyone around you remembers who you are, and also living in the moment doesn't require inherently remembering everything about your entire life, and no one does anyway.
Yeah.
So I get the panic, but I don't want it to seem invalid if anyone has any memory troubles, or that only your memories are what make you.
Yeah.
But they're calm as ever.
Memories are like vapor. They come and they go. You can make new ones if you survive. The dead have no such luxury.
I also love how clear that is.
I love, like, that is, like, honestly, that's genuine. It's like, if you guys forget, don't worry, you're still there. You have more opportunities to keep trying and keep going.
I say there is a sort of unlimited hopelessness to that concept, really, in the sense of going, as long as you're still alive, you can do things and change things, even if it feels like you are stuck or you don't have agency or you don't know what's going on.
Hopefulness? You said hopelessness.
Oh, sorry. It combats hopelessness.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, sorry. I was just saying. There's hopefulness to it, like infinite hopefulness to it.
Yeah.
Of just going where no matter where you are right now, if you're alive, you still have options.
Yeah. That
kind of thing, and you can still experience change and progress. Are you saying it is possible to recover them? I need an answer. They grip on my wrist. Their grip on my wrist tightens.
Listen to me. If you don't find the spell, you die. Not even a magus comes back from that. But if you find it, there is still a chance. Do you understand?
This sort of just slight, thoughtful little, like, sort of pseudo-grimace. I kind of love it. It's just a subtle kind of, like, twist of the mouth.
Yeah.
And so many people have tried to describe that expression right there in books and done so poorly at it. And just putting it there works beautifully.
Visuals are fantastic.
They're so good. Head numb, I nod. Then it dawns on me. If it's dangerous to be far away, then why can we not just take the book and bring it to our real bodies? It is right there. I motion at the gerbil.
Oh, that is a whole mistake too. Bring it to our real bodies.
Yeah.
Extra word. It's okay.
Now, forget the extra word. When dyslexic, you usually miss those anyways, and also repeat words because you're doing more predictive reading and what should make sense. I motion at the gerbil. It will make the whole thing so much easier. A shrug.
That's the obvious thing to do, yes. Unfortunately, one of your precautions prevents it from leaving your desk. You see, things you worked on are of a somewhat delicate nature, and you make sure that nobody takes off with it.
I love that sort of experience of just really being, you are a finicky, paranoid bastard, and you're like, everything will be my system and my way, and no one will fuck with anything.
Don't do it.
Which is great. But it really sucks in this particular situation. Yeah. They clear their throat.
only you knew how to undo those safeguards, and since your recollection is limited at the moment, let's go with that. I'm afraid we must work with what we've got.
I love that one. It's just limited, you know? I stare blankly at the floor. Of course. Why would I make things easy for myself?
Another thing, if the Luccasi is still around, no doubt biding its time.
No.
Oh, the Luccasi is still around.
Yeah.
No doubt biding its time. Don't let it approach. It lies, charms, it'll try to trick you. If you see anyone else here, anyone at all, run back to me at once.
Just people bad, me good, okay? I clutch my head and sigh. What does it want anyway, to eat me? Ilar licks their lips.
Yes? And can you blame it?
They look me up and down. Can you blame it? Flirt! I'm just
Flirt!
like, hell yes, going,
Hey,
you
baby.
are a goddamn snack.
Yes.
Dead as we almost are, and the fact that the situation is tragic and I am stressed out, you are a sexy mofo. Can you... I'm just going to use that double entendre. Can you blame it?
Yeah. And can you blame it?
I stare at them. You're serious. Then go back to actual serious, but yeah.
I don't want to get into the details at this moment. Suffice to say, be watchful at all times. And for depth's sake, don't agree to any propositions. Luccasi are powerful enough to begin with, and nigh impossible to get rid of if you make a deal with them.
Don't say anything.
Don't do a word!
And we're not going to make a single deal until the next one.
Hey! So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like
Yes.
what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos. Oh my god, it is so helpful. Please help us with the algorithm. It has been fabulous to have you all along for this adventure, and we really appreciate your support.
It's also super fun when someone sends a friend over here and they're like, hey, I came from so-and-so.
Right? It's been super cute. Also, at the same time, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We are always looking for ways to have support in order to upgrade our system, so we continue to be able to bring you more games, and more of us.
Yeah,
hey!
and offer more options and things. Part
Yes.
of the reason our videos are formatted the way they are is because our computer can't even handle like editing software with more cuts and things like that.
Yeah.
So more bonus content would be available if we can upgrade things.
Yes, absolutely, and we would love to do more. Also, at the same time, if you want to go hang out with us live, please feel free to go check us out on Twitch. We
Yes.
do actually do live streams, typically about 3 times a week, and we would love to see you at one of those occasions.
Yep, same name, same icon.
Yep, pretty much.
You can find us there.
But yeah, other than that, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!